live, man. What's going on,
Pull
guys?
the comments up.
Pull the comments up. Yeah, let me get my... so that I can see it. We don't even have shit ready to go yet right now. It's been a crazy day. All right, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing? This is, what is this? How many fucking changes have I had now in the setup here on Detox? I don't even know. But this is episode 41, I believe, right? 41?
Yeah, I gotta check.
Mckenna's second appearance here on the show. Kind of a last minute ordeal, but we're hanging out as if we don't already spend every day together. So we're just gonna kick it with you guys for an hour if that's cool. I asked some people to send me some YOLOs. We should be live. Let me check. Sometimes it's weird with the live
I can never
notification.
find it right away.
Before we get into what people sent me, I'll make sure. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, you got yours?
We're live. I don't know that there's sound though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we're good.
Okay, good. I had sound issues on my last stream, so just wanted to make sure. But yes, I had some people send me some YOLOs to let me know how they were dealing with the quarantine, what they were doing during this time. First of all, what have you been doing?
The same thing you've been doing.
Yeah, no,
yeah, pretty much nothing.
We've been just chilling.
Yeah.
We've slept.
Yeah, our sleep schedule is really messed up.
Really fucked up.
Yeah.
We watched a movie yesterday.
I didn't like it.
We watched The Disaster Artist yesterday. McKenna did not like it. She said that she feels bad for Tommy Wiseau, and she thinks the whole movie was making fun of him.
Well, first you told me it was a comedy.
It is kind of a comedy.
I didn't laugh at all.
It was marketed as a comedy. You laughed like one time.
Yeah, once. And yeah, I just kind of felt bad because he worked so hard on his movie, and then it only got famous because it was so bad. Like I felt bad.
He still accomplished his dream, was to be a big movie star.
I suppose.
And he did it.
He's
got the huge meme page now too. Tommy Wiseau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was not interested at all in him as a character or as a person, and I thought that at least you would have thought he was interesting.
Well, I thought it was interesting, but I just kind of felt bad for him. I don't know.
And for that reason, you didn't like the movie at all?
Well, I think it was the fact that he told me it was a comedy, and then he said it was a romantic comedy.
She said, "Is it a romantic comedy?" I said, "There's a little bit of romance."
So then I was expecting it to be lighthearted and
Greg has a girlfriend. Gets a girlfriend.
Yeah, for 15 minutes maybe of the movie. So
still happened. That's still
I think
romance.
he just kind of misled me, and then I had high expectations, thinking it was gonna be a romantic comedy.
Rom-com.
Yeah, lighthearted, funny movie, and it wasn't.
It's still funny, lighthearted, motivational, inspiring.
No.
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 So yeah, watching a lot of movies. Been considering starting a TV show. So I asked people on YOLO what they've been doing for the quarantine, and if you guys don't know what YOLO, most people know what YOLO is. It's you ask for anonymous messages, and the first one I got was from a guy we've had on the podcast before, someone I'm a big fan of personally. Even though he didn't need to put his name in, he chose to, which is a very Sherm move. It was Sherm.
Oh.
Said he's been playing Hello Rocket League. And I feel that from video games. I think I said this a couple weeks ago. This is the most I've ever been playing video games, I think.
Me too.
McKenna's become a gamer girl officially.
Not really.
She's backed down the last couple of days because she's been reading a book. Well, a couple of books. 3 books.
Yeah.
Shit. About The Bachelor.
It's kind of, I read it.
It's like a Bachelor ripoff.
Yeah, I read it a while ago. I'm reading it again.
Hard to hear. Interesting. Shouldn't be, but let me see. That should fix it. You can. What else is? What do you think for someone who is working? Because that's what I got. A couple people are working a lot. How do you feel for those people that still have to work? I guess during all this. Are you jealous? Are you worried about them?
A little bit of both. I feel like you're lucky that you're able to work right now, but also you're not lucky because you're being exposed to people and everything. So I guess it's just kind of how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You getting bored?
Yeah, I'm bored.
Soon you'll be working.
I need money.
In a year from now, you'll be the people taking care of people with COVID-19.
And I won't be getting paid for it.
What?
For my clinicals, I don't get paid.
How long is that?
It's a 9-hour shift.
Like, just one?
Well, I have to do it. It's like once a week for the next 2 years.
You do it for 2 years?
Yeah.
Work for free?
Yeah. Well, it's like for the 2 semesters, but yeah. Like the 2 semesters per year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yana said her teeth be looking hella straight in the back. That is true. Yana's up here. You can actually see her now. You usually can't see her in most episodes because of the way it's set up. Interesting. So, what else have you guys been? Let me know in the comments what you guys have been doing for the quarantine. People said, playing games, daily foot massage, and cleansing routines that take roughly 6 to 8 hours. Wow, your days are flying by then.
Why don't you give me a foot massage daily?
Maybe when I get a foot massage. Ever. Then that would be one. Who is doing that with the phones?
Why don't you? No.
I was gonna say. I feel bad for people that are working 50 hours a week, but at the same time I am jealous that they're doing something. But it's definitely not fun when everyone else is like, you see everyone else just kind of relaxing at home. I mean, it definitely is driving me a little crazy, but I would much rather be out doing things.
And like feeling that you're contributing still, like, and helping out and everything. Yeah.
Because it's like, and I miss public events. I just looked up today, saw that, because I wanted to know because we were going to VidCon to California this summer, and VidCon is canceled officially for this year.
No, for the whole year.
Yeah, they're not postponing it; it's just canceled.
God.
They're trying to do one. I think they do 2 every year, so I think they're trying to still do the one in fall. But
sad.
Yeah, really sad because I wanted to do that. Yana said she's doing lots of meth. Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been doing. They've been getting bored and just hitting the drugs hard. Hitting the pipe all day. Banging 7-gram rocks like Charlie fucking Sheen, baby. That's what someone told me they were doing. If that's what you're really doing, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that you were able to form that sentence and send it to me over YOLO. Someone else said losing my fucking mind, and I feel that
same.
It's like, I just don't like... I think it's like I just feel like I don't have anything to do, and it's like trying to make you're trying to make things up to do.
Yeah.
It's like
busy work.
It's like, what do I have to do? I have to get up. We work out. I didn't work out today, but like we have to work out and then eat, and then it's like I do a little bit of homework every other day.
Yeah.
And then it's like I have nothing to do after that. Except for, and like, cause I can't go out and film or anything, and then like I can sometimes record, but like that's it.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I'm not being that much different during this time.
Yeah.
Like,
you said you were thriving.
Yeah, I was thriving.
I hate this. I need to see people. I need to talk to people. I need to.
Yeah, we talked about that. How you're a people person and you're missing that.
I'm just bored. Yeah, I'm just bored. Not that spending every moment with you isn't awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm sure that's what you're really thinking.
What are some movies what are some TV shows you guys are watching? Let me know in the comments. Someone else said,
what should we start?
Yeah, we want to start something, I think. When do you think it's going to be over? Because I heard July.
I heard July.
I think it should be. I feel like if we just like really clamp down on it for the rest of this month, we could have a chance. But then I just saw that China just had a bunch of new cases.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like as soon as the quarantine's over and everyone's going out, like they're going to spike again.
That's what happened, yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I feel like they need to figure out... Well, everybody needs to get tested first, because then you can... Once you have everybody finally tested...
Yeah.
I think Coach T, who we had a while back on the podcast, said once everybody actually gets tested for it, then you know who has it, who doesn't. Then it can be, all right, let's lock down everybody for 14 days. Then those people, or especially those people who have it, and then it's gone. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that do have it, and if they're still fighting it, then that's another story. But as long as they're in isolation, I feel like that would definitely help.
Yeah.
Someone else said, working on my fingering technique, but I'm alone, so I've just been practicing on my asshole.
Wow.
What do you say to that?
I don't know.
What's the technique look like? What's
yeah.
How do you practice
I feel like
the
you don't
technique?
really need to practice it.
Well, maybe they're just really lacking in that area, in that department.
I don't know. I don't want to think about that.
These people, I thank you guys for being interactive and sending me this stuff. It's beautiful. It's masterpieces of the human language. Automotive illustration. We already read the other ones.
Oh.
Automotive illustrations and working. Follow Evolved Visuals. That's my guy Ryan Buckta. Some shameless self-promotion right there. I appreciate it. Take him. We'll plug Ryan any day of the week. What else have we been doing? We
went vegan.
We just went vegan.
Yeah.
We just got done going vegan. We got that bored. We went vegan. I'm just kidding. we were. Mckenna you've been pescatarian for a while now.
Yeah. So it's probably like 3 or 4 months. Whenever the beginning of the year, I stopped eating meat, and then I occasionally have like fish here and there, but not a ton.
Yeah.
And then we watched a documentary.
The Game Changer documentary
on Netflix. Yeah. That's something to watch if you're bored at home.
You should definitely consider it, especially with all the food being bought up at the stores. No one's buying the vegan options.
That is true.
So that was the one plus of going vegan right before the quarantine. But we just finished it, and
we did it for a month.
We went 30 days to see how we felt, and I felt good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't feel any worse, but I would say this though: I wasn't obviously working out as hard as I used to, because I can't get to a gym, so it's all like body weight stuff, and I can't. I'm not playing basketball for several hours a day.
Yeah. And
like B12, because that's what the big thing was especially with the Game Changers documentary. The guy from it, I forget his name. I think it was like James something. Yeah. He went on Joe Rogan to defend his film because this other guy came on the episode before and told him how explained to Joe about how false the movie was, and so this guy came back on to defend it, and then after that. It was pretty clear that I wanted to give it a try after that, because we watched the movie, so we got his point of view uncontested. Yeah. Then we got the opposition's point of view, but the other guy just wasn't really qualified to be giving that advice. So I would have much rather preferred to see the vegan guy, talk to someone who was a little bit more qualified, a little bit more of an expert, because this guy ended up like losing the debate because he made a bunch of claims and cited the source that used forest plots for a majority of their data, and then later admitted that he could not read a forest plot. So it was really bad. There's a lot of memes about it in Joe Rogan's comments, which was really funny. But I guess going vegan in general was something that I don't know, it's something that we're fucking up, like not just like animals in a sense of like killing animals, but like we're fucking up a lot of like the Earth's ecosystems with mass farming. But that was one point that I will say the opposition to the vegan guy said, because you're still mass farming soy and things like that, which is destroying it as well. But in that sense, I guess in both senses, you still need farmers that are rotating crops and rotating livestock, because if you're not doing that, then either way you're going to lose. Yeah. You're going to lose land. I'm eating meat right now, says Pat. I ate meat yesterday. Yeah, for Easter. I ate some ham. Mckenna's dad made a lot of ham, and I was not about to not eat any of it. So
I didn't eat it.
I tried some. I had some. It was good.
I don't know. Even after after this whole process, even just like I saw the ham come out of the oven. It's like a big weird shape. Like even just looking at it kind of grossed me out. Like that's like the pig's body. Like I had no desire to eat it.
That's fair. But, I mean, what about taking B12 though? Because I know for me, I can't swallow pills. So Mckenna was like, "Oh, I'll go get us." She got this thing of B12, and knowing that I can't swallow pills, and got the pills instead of the vitamins, like the chewable ones. They still have
half the price.
They're not half the price. The other ones were $15 more.
Yeah, the B12s were like $15, and then the gummies were like $30.
Yeah, but I literally cannot.
So if you would have
take
given
the
me
other
the extra $15,
one. I would have given you the extra 15.
Okay,
You didn't
well,
even give me the option.
we're running out low anyway, so.
So we'll get those next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I took like 5 or 6 B12s.
It took them like 5 minutes.
For the whole 30 days. And it takes me like 10 minutes, to figure out how to swallow it. Because I don't know how. And
I should take a video of you doing it.
maybe we should. That'll be the next challenge that I do. 30 days of trying to learn how to swallow a pill. But I feel like it's good that I don't know how to swallow a pill.
Or you could you could grind it up and put it on something like.
That's disgusting. Who grinds up a pill and puts it on food?
If you put it on like.
What food are you gonna put it on?
Ice cream, like dairy-free ice cream.
Ruin ice cream.
You can't taste it.
You can taste it, dude.
Or like, I don't know, put in applesauce. Like put in something where it kind of disappears for a little bit.
No, because not at all. Gianna's cooking chicken also. Yeah, it's just like I think that if we'd done it for longer and I kept sucking and taking B12, that being a vegan probably would have like hurt me in a lot of ways. Not taking it because apparently it's a very important vitamin that you need to have. And honestly, after watching everything, after like kind of doing all the research that we did, found out that pretty much everybody should be taking B12, because a lot of animal products don't really have a whole lot of B12.
Yeah, the only way because
they inject them.
Yeah, they get the vitamin is from injections and
so it's not necessary. There's like some debate as to whether or not it's being absorbed in your body correctly, anyways. So. They say that you should just supplement it anyways, but when you can't swallow pills, you gotta chew gummies like a 6-year-old, and that's what I have to do. So I'll have to get some of those. What was the? Did you ever take those Flintstone vitamins when you were? Yeah.
Ugh, I can like taste it right now.
Which ones were those?
I don't even know.
Weren't there chocolate vitamins too?
I didn't take a chocolate one.
Yeah, they were chocolate ones. They were kind of weird, but I like the regular like Flintstone ones.
Ugh, I never liked them. They just taste like chalk.
Vitamins, dude. I liked them.
Ugh, and then what is that other one? There was like a vitamin C one that tasted like cherry.
I've seen you eat Tums, and because you said
I don't like the taste of them. Those taste like the Flintstone things, like chalk.
No, the Flintstone things are way better than Tums. Mom made Ariana take chocolate women's vitamins at age 5. That's not good. That's probably not healthy. I had a friend that said that vitamins, or he was explaining that he takes vitamins, but one of his friends makes fun of him and says that vitamins just make your piss more expensive because they don't do anything, which isn't necessarily true. But the truth in that is that if you're taking like a ridiculous amount of vitamin C or other things that you don't like, if you're taking way more than you need, it's not really doing you any more good than taking what your regular percentage should be.
am a huge believer in that. Like I don't really take vitamins, and I feel like you should be able to get all of your vitamins through what you eat. You know, like the only reason we have all these supplements is because people aren't eating like what they're supposed to be eating.
Yeah, but what about with like athletes, protein shakes and stuff?
Well, that's not a vitamin.
Yeah, but you're still supplementing because you're saying you should get everything through your diet.
Well, you're still eating the shake.
That's fair, I guess. It's just like a protein powder.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like protein's like totally different. Like if you.
That's fair.
And if I don't know, you're not acting like a normal human, like you're trying to, advance yourself, so you might need extra help then. And I don't know, protein's like not a vitamin, so it's kind of hard to compare it, but
yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. For me though, I struggle with getting enough protein, so
yeah. And for like people who think that like it wasn't that hard getting protein as a vegan. I didn't.
No, yeah, it wasn't. A lot of
like
people think that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even John said that when we were on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
He was like saying something about like how are you getting protein?
Yeah.
And it's a really common misconception, and I think I actually had mentioned. I think I used to think that way too because someone had brought it up to me, and that was a vegan, and I said well, how do you get protein? And they were like, well, what do you think the animal eats?
Yeah.
That you and it's I mean it's
It makes sense.
it's a lot more complex than that, but it's it's what are they eating? How does that become? How do they get that protein?
Mhm.
And I thought that was really interesting and really cool, especially and a lot of the food was really good.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
tell everybody how you made the pasta
Oh
without
yeah.
cheese because
So
we can't have cheese obviously.
I did a lot of research, looked up a lot of recipes and everything, and I made stuffed shells one night, and which is like usually made out of like ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, like a lot of cheese. And so I looked up like alternatives to that, and you can actually like grind up cashews, the nut, and it produces like this creamy, like milky
Cheese,
substitute,
yeah,
for cheese. So then you can throw some spices in. I threw spinach in, and it was really good. It tasted like you couldn't even tell that it wasn't
it tasted just like
normal.
a regular
stuffed
pasta.
shell.
Yeah, stuffed shell. And we also had cauliflower tacos, which were like
Really
probably my
good,
favorite
yeah.
thing that we made. Um, which is where you basically it's just like it's like to me. Well, I guess I'll explain how. So you have an air fryer at your
Yeah.
house, and so we would take cauliflower and put it in the air fryer, crisp it up in there, then crisp the tortillas with cheese and
Dairy-free cheese.
dairy-free cheese on a pan. Then you take your cauliflower and put that into the tortilla. Well, actually, no, you douse the cauliflower in
Barbecue
sauce. Then put it in there, and
but it was supposed to be like a chicken substitute, like.
yeah, it tastes like a. It honestly tastes to me like you were eating a B-dubs like wing, but like you just. It felt like I was about to eat wings the whole time. Like I was like kept eating it, and I was like, I don't know like what I'm eating, but I like it, and it was like I kept wanting more of them. And
yeah, and that was the thing too. Like you said, you never really felt like disgustingly full after eating like a vegan meal.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna make a video about like kind of my like experience going vegan. I guess like our experience going vegan, and that was one of the biggest things is that like no matter how much food I ate in a sitting, I could have got up and ran, a mile or two, like right after. Like it wasn't like, when you eat a lot of food and then you just kind of like, you're in a food coma and you're like, oh, I'm just chilling back.
You can take a nap.
You never had that. Never had that. It was weird. Everything felt lighter. Even like when we tried, like, cause we had what were the chicken things made out of, like soy?
Oh no, those were the pea protein.
Pea protein. Yeah. It was these chicken tenders, but they were made completely out of
veggies and
vegetables, pea protein, and they look like chicken tenders, and they
were breaded and everything.
Yeah, and they tasted like chicken tenders, except for they were way lighter, and they were really good, and it tasted exactly
just like
chicken. Yeah, it was weird.
I think we should have Tim try them and see. He's the chicken nugget.
Yeah, Tim is the chicken nugget wizard. He's ordered them at every establishment to ever exist and serve chicken nuggets. Tim's had them. Let's see what we got here. Yana said she was grounded for hiding those chocolate vitamins in her closet, and then my mom said, yeah, she used to hide them in the closet. HGH, aka the Stellone vitamin. Oh yeah, human growth hormone. Yeah, it's very, I guess, controversial. I guess in a way, it's just steroids basically, but not steroids.
Well, you have it like naturally in your body, but yeah, like injecting it, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't be Rocky 3 and up without it. So maybe I don't know. He got pretty ridiculously jacked for 4.
What about those?
What about those veggie burgers? My mom. Oh yeah. My mom made some veggie burgers.
Yeah, those were really good.
And they were really
They were
good.
black bean burgers, and Darren refused to have beans the whole time that we did this.
I don't really like beans, like straight up. Like I just think they're disgusting. I don't like them. Unpopular food opinion, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Especially among vegans.
And that's like, yeah, it's in a lot of recipes because it's a good like protein source, has a lot of vitamins and everything. And Darren refused to eat them. So then his mom made us burgers, and she didn't tell him what was in it, and he liked it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a component of it. It wasn't like, yo, here's a bean burrito.
But yeah, like, you're not just gonna snack on like beans. It's like.
But like a bean burrito is literally a tortilla shell full of beans.
And it's got other rice and other veggies and guacamole.
Not what I'm into. But the burgers are really good. And vegan cheese, though, I will say this: vegan cheese, not really it.
Yeah.
It's not it.
I wasn't really a fan.
The cashew stuff, when you like that, like, you know, creamy, like whatever for the shells, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the shredded cheese was like all right, like it like tasted like cheese, but none of vegan cheese has any nutritional value to you.
Yeah.
Because it's made out of like, what is it made out of? Like coconut?
Yeah, it's made out of like coconut and potato starch and.
It's like weird random shit. Tastes like cheese for the most part. Not really bad, like tasting wise to me at least. I know you said you didn't really like it.
Yeah, I liked the like fake American flavored, but I didn't like the cheddar. Mozzarella was okay. It didn't really melt the best though.
Yeah, we had like a vegan pizza. And we had a couple of them, and they wouldn't, every time we put them in the oven, they like, you wouldn't know when it was done, but then like you pull it out and it's like the bottom is completely charred, but the top looks like it's still frozen. And it was really weird, very weird.
They were pretty good though. They weren't bad.
No, they weren't bad. Yeah. But yeah, the vegan cheese, there's no nutritional value, so, and that sucks because like I eat a lot of cheese, and I think that I was probably getting a lot of protein from cheese. So that was tough. You know, a lot of people ask me though about milk, like how could I go? And it's milk, not milk. First off, because people. Yeah. A lot of the people that were asking me, John included, was like.
Oh yeah, John always.
John was like, wait, don't you miss milk? And I'm like, no.
What's that?
I literally kept fucking with him and said, yeah, it's milk. And actually, I didn't really drink a whole lot of milk anyways.
Yeah.
And I didn't really eat cereal until we just became vegan. Like I used to eat cereal a lot and stopped eating it for quite a while, and now I'm eating it again. You guys aren't 6 feet apart. We haven't been 6 feet apart the entire time because she's been the only person that I've.
And Kevin's the one saying that.
Kevin.
What?
What about that?
You ask him to hang out every single day.
That is true. He does ask me to hang out quite a bit. Soon, brother. Soon. This quarantine will be over.
Hopefully.
Where was I just going with? The milk. Almond milk is really fucking good. Like.
But you have to.
Don't get this sweet and shit though, because I like Mckenna said that, and I didn't believe her, and we had the sweet one at first by accident because I think your mom got it or something, and it's weird. It's got a weird. That's what I think people say, like it has a weird taste to it, and I think that's it because the unsweetened tastes exactly like milk. Tastes exactly like milk. Had giant bowls of cereal with that to stay. What is this? Yeah, but when we hang out, we will be 6 feet apart.
What?
Duh. Oh man. Well, we'll see. We will see. So we were talking about milk. We talked about cheese. Yeah. Well, I guess the dairy. In a lot of sense, a lot of people are lactose intolerant too.
Yeah.
That's what from like doing like the research we did on everything. There was like a large portion of the population is in some way lactose intolerant.
Yeah, and they like either don't know it or don't accept it and like continue to
and I think that
ruin their stomach.
I'm definitely one of those people. Because I used to
I don't
eat a
think
lot
you
of
are
ice cream.
though. Like you can eat so much ice cream and like you might feel a little sick.
It hurts me really bad though. I just do it because I love it.
Oh, okay.
It might be because you eat so much though.
It could be.
Yeah, you might be just used to it.
Probably.
Building a tolerance.
But I did notice we had a pizza the day right after we stopped being vegan, and my stomach hurts so bad.
My stomach hurt really
and
bad,
it's still, today was the first day, so it's like 4 or 5 days after we stopped, and today has been the first day where my stomach hasn't hurt. And I didn't even eat, I didn't eat meat. I only had like a couple eggs, and then other than the pizza, like a little bit of cheese. Nothing like super crazy, and my stomach is still really upset.
Yeah, it's
which I don't think is a good thing. Like,
but that was the same thing too. When like we first switched to vegan, I felt weird too. Like the first day, like my stomach still felt weird. Like I feel like could just because we're switching back.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your verdict now after doing? You've eaten meat all your life, then you switched to pescatarian for the first couple months of this year,
Mm-hmm.
and then you did a whole month of being vegan.
Yeah.
How is this gonna work for Mckenna? And then what do you think everyone else should do?
I think I'm going to do like maybe like a 70-30 or like 80-20 lifestyle. Like try to be mostly vegan, but like have cheese or dairy like here and there. I just felt like I slept a lot better while I was vegan. I know you don't feel the same, but like whenever I went to bed, like I didn't wake up until whenever I was supposed to wake up. Like I slept so well. So I don't know.
I have to do more research.
I know.
It's all anecdotal. How do you say that? I don't know.
So that's my plan.
So why? Okay, why? But why?
Why?
Why do you want to do that? What is your main reasoning? Like, what is the driving force of you wanting to do this?
Well, I'm an animal lover.
Animal lover.
So, like, I feel emotionally better because I'm not. I would like feel guilty after I ate meat. I feel like, and even though like even with dairy, like you're not necessarily like killing them, like they're still mistreated and are injected with weird things that they shouldn't be injected with, and there's a environmental whole aspect of it where they're polluting the atmosphere. There's like, I don't know, just watch the documentary. But
yeah, you guys should definitely check out the Game Changers documentary. It's really cool, actually.
And then with
really
my niece she was born with PKU, so like she's gonna have to.
What is PKU?
So she can't have like she can only have a very small amount of protein. So in the protein that she'll be able to eat, like she'll have to get through like a protein shake, just because her body doesn't have like the enzyme to break down protein.
Mm-hmm.
So even like some vegetables like spinach she can't have because that has too much protein in it. So she'll basically have to be vegan like her whole life. So like my sister is going meat free too, just so we can kind of like start making habits now. Making habits so like she won't feel so left out,
excluded. Which is smart.
So that was like the whole thing that kind of made us want to do it. And having my sister do it too, like there's someone holding you accountable. My mom was doing it. She lasted like a couple weeks maybe.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then she brought home wings one day. And she's like, oh my god, I forgot I can't have these, after she brought them home. And then that was the end of it.
For me, I'm pretty into fitness, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I have very, very detrimental body what is that called? Dysmorphia, yeah. Where I
he's very mean to himself.
So I'm always looking at like how I can what I can do to eat better or work out, better or smarter. And for me, it was something like I hadn't tried, and I'm like I was at a point right now where it's like I feel like I can't try a lot of new things, fitness wise, which I probably am wrong. I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff on even YouTube that people are, with a lot of like at-home workouts and stuff, and beachbody.com and shit has a lot of stuff. So, there's a lot of different things to do, but like it was something that I wanted to try that was kind of different. That like my thing was like I wanted to do what's best for me, but I wanted to like see after like watching the documentary and like listening to all these people talk about it. I kind of like I came in my mind to the conclusion that this might be better for like the planet. Yeah. And not like just animals either, like just like everything, and that's something that I really care about is like the earth, and I mean that's why like we've done a lot of things on this channel that or talked about it a lot that I think we should be conscious of it, and if over farming of a crop, and that's where like it just gets so gray, where it's like, yeah, do I support these big brands with these farms that are just still destroying land because they're just doing soy year after year after year, and there's all this soil erosion. But then there's the same thing with these farms where these giant amounts of land are being set aside to just keep these cows in cells right next to each other. And it's like, I don't know. It's just way too much to think about. So I think until I can get like a professional dietitian, I did it. I went vegan for 30 days. I felt some differences in certain things, but I don't know that I'm going to be staying vegan completely. I'm going to be like mostly
Yeah,
vegan.
you haven't really decided what you wanted to do yet.
I haven't really eaten a lot of meat. We had ham
and you had
and
pepperoni.
eggs. And I had pepperoni on the pizza. So shit, I'm fucking up. But no, I just...
And bacon yesterday, too.
And bacon in the morning. Oh my god, it's like the worst.
Yeah.
That's like the worst. No, I think I'm going to try and keep it to as much of that as possible. And then if my friends want to go get food, or I'm at a restaurant and they don't have that kind of an option, I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't eat here. Or if someone's like, oh, we cook it on the same stove as
yeah, like
meat,
we were never that
like,
extreme about it.
Yeah, I'll be like, dude, I don't give a fuck, like I'm trying to, I don't know what the right answer is, and nobody does, but I'm not going to pretend that I do, so I'm just going to take it meal by meal, I guess, until I figure out what's going on, until I see more research or more things get done, I guess. But it's been really weird too. Like, we went vegan. All my like classes have been like my business classes, like in school, and then I have the one environmental class to begin with, have all been like about like not necessarily factory farming, but all these different like greenhouse gases, like all these like environmental shit, and like not just my environmental class, like every one of my like my business operation management, my like what is it? It's like communications of some sort of business thing. It's like all about like greener businesses and stuff like that. And it's really weird that it all happened at like the same time, which is kind of freaking me out. Like they're spying on me or something.
And it was kind of nice doing it during the quarantine too, just because like like we couldn't go out to eat really, so like that we didn't have that tempting us, and like how you said, no one buys like the weird vegan food in the aisles, so that was true. Like everything that was left.
So yeah, we went to Jewel, and everything, the whole frozen section was gone, and then there's the vegan spot just untouched. And so I was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Got food at least. And Oreos are vegan.
Yeah.
Oreos are
And
vegan.
we found like a lot of things that you wouldn't think are vegan.
Like what was another thing?
Like the frosting, like
frosting.
We made cookies, and Darren's like, oh, I really want to put frosting on these. I like looked at this one brand we had no dairy in it. I'm like, that's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Like, what is it made out of then?
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's the thing a lot of people get wrong, or like people are scared of things that they don't understand, and I totally get that. Vegan is a higher intellect. However, it is also more expensive to sustain your protein needs. I don't know that it's necessarily a higher intellect, but I mean,
you definitely have to like think about what you're eating. You have to check every label. Yeah.
You definitely have to be a lot more meticulous in preparing.
And I feel like
Taylor Walter, what's up? What's going on?
Some of the products were a little more expensive, but then you have to think about like you're not going out to eat as much because there's not as many
vegan
options.
Yeah.
So like you're probably saving money in the long run.
You're not driving either as much right now because of the quarantine. But in general, like if you were all vegan, like you wouldn't be driving to go get food at places and then paying for that service and the food, which is upcharged.
Yeah.
So like all that kind of adds up. But yeah, I definitely think, because I probably wasn't getting enough protein though. But I don't think I get enough protein anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know how to eat.
We had vegan protein shakes, but like
we did have vegan protein shakes. They were pretty good. Well, I had a couple of them, but it's just like I get like protein shakes gross me out after a while. Like it has to be made, like I have to make it perfect, and like I have my own protein shake like recipe that like I make, and like 90% of the time I feel like I don't even make it right. And like I got it off YouTube and I've been using it, and like whenever I make it right, it's like the best thing in the world. But like I always put like, it's really simple. I think it's like it's this Ohio State
weight gaining
shake that they give to their football players like during the season to keep their weight up. It's like it's a whole scoop of protein of like a chocolate whey protein, an entire cup of chocolate milk, one full banana, and then like a huge like tablespoon of peanut butter, and you throw it in there, and then you put ice to make it cold, and then blend it. And like if I don't put ice in it, I can't drink it at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like disgusting.
Even though it's still cold from like the
it's
milk.
It's not cold enough though. Like it needs to be like milkshake temperature, or else I can't do it. And then but it's like 90% of the time I don't like it, and like I still drink it when I make it, but like I'm miserable drinking it. But then there's that like 10% where like I have it and I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome, I could slam like 3 more of these. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then I used to love the Fairlife Core Power 40. Yeah, I know. But that was before they did their whole fucking beating the shit out of cows. Yeah. They had these 42-gram protein shakes that were like the best protein like tasting wise ever, and like they were on sale when I lived in Janesville for like 2 for $7, which is kind of expensive still. But after you get done working out, $7, you get 84 grams of protein in like 10 seconds. Like you just chug 2 of them. And then I had to shit immediately after. My apartment was 2 minutes from my house, and the gas station was halfway in between. So in 1 minute, I would chug both of them and then walk upstairs and immediately have to go to the bathroom. It's probably not good. Yeah. Something was probably wrong.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think you learned being vegan too. Like you don't really need as much. Like you always thought you needed a gram per pound, but it's a gram per kilogram.
Was that what they said?
Yeah. So like, and I think there's 2 kilograms per pound.
I'm still pretty sure you need to get you should shoot for a gram of protein.
And I took that nutrition class and it said that. But so like you probably need like half of what you.
But to gain muscle?
Yeah. And then it's like just to maintain, like to have a normal diet, it's like I think it's like half a gram per kilogram.
Yeah, so that's what's in. Oh, Kevin asked what's in it. Yeah, that was what's in the shake. You had to write that down. It's 1 banana.
It is tasty.
One cup of chocolate milk, 1 scoop of or 2 of your psycho scoops of whey chocolate protein.
Or vegan protein.
And then a fat slab of peanut butter on top. Put some ice. Blend it. Yeah, it's very much like a Reese's. Very good stuff. Taylor Walters said he came here from Michael's story. Well, Taylor, if you don't mind subscribing, you should do so. It's a fun time over here. We do this
What's
once
Michael's
a week.
Story?
Michael.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From his story. Okay.
Yeah. We're talking about protein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I think I don't get enough protein in general. Oh, you just subscribed. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That was a hard sell. With protein, especially for me, I wanted to have. I was talking to Ty today. I'm gonna probably have him on in the next couple weeks, depending on if I got a couple remote guests coming up that I don't know if they're gonna follow. They might want to. One of them especially. Next week we have Joe Diamond. I don't know if that's gonna still happen. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, and if he's still willing to, I would love to have him on over Skype. But he was someone that I really wanted to get to have here in person.
Yeah,
so that people could really
he's awesome
understand like what he's about and like his stuff. He's so cool. Just disregard my question. My questions. I answered your questions, Kev. And then what else was I saying? Oh, and then I've got a guy the week after that, so maybe Ty will come in the next week because I want to talk to somebody who understands, or at least appears that he understands. Because he's a fitness. He was a personal trainer. I don't know
certified
if he is
personal trainer.
Yeah, I don't know that he is still doing it anymore, but I know he like was in a position where he was, and like I just don't know how to eat food.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah, you don't. And you don't know how to make it.
Well, it's just like when. Yeah, I don't know how to make it, and like, I feel like I did eat better in better and worse in Janesville, like when I lived by myself.
Cause you like.
Cause I like had to do it.
Yeah.
And then like, I think I ate more food. Cause now it's like, then I was on my schedule, and like now I like feel like I don't have to eat when you eat. But like it's just like I feel like I have to eat when you eat, and then that's the only time I should eat. And then like I feel like I've just slowly not eaten enough, and then like now I like just forget when to eat, and then I'm like starving, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm starving, and I'm like, oh, it's bedtime, I'll just go to bed for dinner today. And then like
I eat like half of what you usually
or like
eat,
even less than that.
and I don't know, and I think you just become dependent on me.
I definitely have. I said this the other day. I said that you've made me weak.
Oh.
Made me weak.
That's mean.
I need to become a savage again. I need to become a killer. We can't live together anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to wait till after the quarantine then.
I guess so. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I just was looking at this. Not to totally change the subject so that I don't get roasted on here. But have you guys seen this bar we have here?
Yeah.
You know who this is, right?
Yeah.
This is John Gregory III, right?
Yep.
Long time, one of the founding members of Banana Beats, no longer a member anymore. Gave me this chocolate bar to celebrate his graduation. He graduated the class of 2017 and gave me this in 2019. Is when his mom had his graduation party.
What's it expired by?
I don't know, but I was thinking does chocolate age the same as wine?
No.
No? Should I freeze it?
I probably will still expire.
Well, because I was thinking we save it. We save it forever.
Well, you probably just can't eat it then. But you
like Walt Disney.
We'll save it till episode 100 or something.
Austin Powers.
Like Austin Powers, we'll freeze it.
Cryogenically freeze it.
I don't know if I have a cryopod to freeze it with, but that would be dope if I had one. Maybe just save the wrapper.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That is probably a better idea. But yeah, maybe we'll eat it on episode 100 or maybe 52. We're almost there. That's a whole year of detox.
I know, it's exciting. I can't believe it's been that long.
It is crazy. What videos? What was that? Why are you laughing? I was trying to think of what I was gonna say, which was what kind of questions do you have? Do you have any questions for me? Other than I know I wasn't interviewing you. We were just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
This was kind of a last minute thing, but you got anything for me?
What has annoyed you the most about being quarantined with me?
So you want to fight on live right now? Okay.
Just kidding, you don't have to answer.
Okay, good. Having no personal space at all to create things.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't. That's not really my problem.
We only leave. We leave your house to go grocery shopping, or to come here and shoot the show. Like by ourselves. So it's like. I feel
like we haven't, like a lot of couples I know are having like a really hard time being stuck together, and we've been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a change of pace. Like, it sucks. It really does suck. I think it sucks, but I would much rather do this than have this get way worse, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess for like people that are pretty busy most of the time, it's kind of cool to just. It's definitely getting old, but it is at the beginning was kind of nice to just be like, oh, you know, that's chill. I got nothing else to do. Let's play video games today, and like I hadn't done that in a really long time. So that was kind of cool. We're very lucky too that we have video. Like imagine if this was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that we have like technology that we can.
Then like we're still connected. Like people are still doing. IG Live sucks.
We would have like
by the way.
Tecmo Bowl games.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have if it was like 40 years ago, you wouldn't even have it. Like 40, 50 years ago, non-existent.
We'd be playing street hockey.
Yeah, we would be, and you'd be playing street hockey by yourself.
Yeah.
It would be
6 feet.
Yeah, it's. kind of sucky,
Mm-hmm.
for everybody involved. But I'm sorry, guys, for the lack of content. Haven't been able to do a whole lot of filming. Going to be doing a little bit this week. I'm sorry for us not being able to. I mean, this was kind of a last minute janky setup. It's just been. It's hard when we had people scheduled to be on the show, and then I don't want to make them have to travel here. Especially, I don't know who they've been exposed to. I don't know how seriously they're taking the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And to to their merit, they don't know if how serious I'm taking it. So it's like I don't want to put people in that position.
Yeah, and then it's like with Joe Diamond, for example, like he's someone that I feel like you should really have like in person.
Exactly, and so like I'm gonna talk to him and see what he wants to do about the whole situation, because like I know he can still do a lot of the like tricks and things that he does over Skype and stuff like that, but like this does really prove that like a lot of people do not understand the technology that we have. Granted that actually the setup that I got for last week, literally got it that day or the day before. And was setting it up until 6, and then it's the same thing today, like switching, because we're not using a different setup today. And then we'll have to go back to the Skype one for Skype, but it's just like, it's tough because I don't want to put people in danger, don't want to increase the curve, but I want to keep making content for you guys to enjoy. Let's bring back the cold water challenge. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do a challenge of some sort. I was thinking, we just went vegan for 30 days.
Yeah,
I mean,
so we did that.
You guys could try that.
It's not as hard as you think. So just go for it.
I wanted to do some sort of giveaway, but I wanted to do something at like 500 subscribers, and we're getting close.
Yeah.
But not quite yet. I want to give away a bunch. I got a bunch of merch to give away. So, Heidi, all this. I'm getting messages. I'm in a group. Okay, we'll end the podcast after this. We'll end the podcast after this, but then none of them watch my show anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I'll give you guys the tea. I'm in a group, so online. A lot of people now. A lot of you guys are probably dealing with online classes that you don't know how to use and whatever. I've been doing that for this entire year and still not knowing how to do it. These professors only teach online, and they still don't know how to do it. A majority of them. I had one class. Well, actually, I've had a couple of classes, but this semester I had to drop a class because instead of they would put everything that was due. We have like a thing called Canvas, and like other schools have like I don't know, like D2L or what did Madison have?
Well, all the Wisconsin schools have Canvas.
All the Wisconsin schools have Canvas now. Well, whatever interface your school has to teach online classes through, a lot of them have a calendar section which has all of your classes that you're in that are online. Will have all the due dates on the calendar, so you can go on to your calendar, see what you have to do today, and turn in by that day. Whatever. This class had things on the calendar, but chose to not. Like the professor chose to not put all the things on the calendar. Now, should I have probably read the textbook and kept up with the other things? Sure, but I don't do that for any of the classes. So I have A's in all the other ones.
And why would you only put some?
And why would you only put some of it on that, right? So whatever. So I have an A in that class for several weeks, and then all of a sudden he factored in all these other assignments that I had no idea existed, so I had an F. Fat F, and there was no way I was going to come back, so I just dropped it.
Like a 9%.
9% of the class. Just dropped it immediately after that. But what ended up, so with this group assignment, I'm in this group for this one class. I have an A on every single assignment, every single test, every single quiz in this class, and we get assigned groups, and I've been checking my group thing because I saw that we had a thing coming up, and I didn't see, no one was talking in the group messenger on Canvas.
He had like a space set up for
your
the group
discussion.
To talk,
And no one had sent any messages. And I messaged it once and said, hey, I think I don't know. I didn't know. Sometimes you have to like reply first before you can see other people's responses. So I like did a test one. I was like, hey, I think I figured out how this works. Like, is anybody blah, 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 blah. No one answered, right? So group turns in. I'm at work a couple months ago, and I get a notification that we submitted the first group assignment, and we got an A on it, and someone went out of their way to tell the professor that one person did not help with said group assignment. That one person was obviously me because I didn't have any contact with them. And then they took it a step further and told him exactly who it was and that I had not been in communication with any of them. Now, the professor, what does the professor do? Does the professor ask me what happened? Does said individual reach out to me and ask why I did not participate? No, neither of those two things happened. The professor decides to immediately remove me from the group. So now I'm in no group, and our group assignments are split up. Like you have a different group assignment, and it's like there's half the groups do this assignment and half the groups do this other assignment. So I have no group. So I go on Canvas to find, what I have to do then for the next week, because I realize I'm by myself. My name is not in any group. He did not assign me anything particularly, but I still got 3 zeros for the next 3 group assignments, and then one of them was worth 100 points.
And the rest were like 10.
And the rest were 10 because I did not have a fucking group. I was not assigned anything, but I was still getting zeros for work that I was not even assigned. So I had no idea what
terrible.
to do. So then the professor didn't answer my email. So then I reached out to one of the people that was in my group originally, which I had to do some digging to find because I was completely removed from the group, like I said. And I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, I think I was in your group. I never got any kind of message from you guys or whatever the miscommunication was. I'd really like to just start helping now. Because I just want to get in and get, some points.
Credit, yeah.
Yeah, for like the time, to start building my grade up. And then finally the professor emailed me back and he was like, this is my other email. I don't check this one, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you should have checked the syllabus. And I was like, all right, fair enough, whatever. So I explained that there was miscommunication with my group. So then he responds back almost a week later. And after I've now turned in a group assignment with my group, got 0 points because I'm not in the group section, so it doesn't count that I did it. Then he responds back to me with saying, I don't know what kind of miscommunication, you just weren't doing any work. So then I had to send him this fucking paragraph or book that explained that I have all A's in all my other classes. Yeah, every other assignment in this class that is not a group assignment, I had A's in. And my group had a group chat because when they added me to it, I found out they'd been using it the whole time via text message and chose not to include my phone number when they had access to it. So they literally just completely excluded me. And so I had to explain this to him and told him that I want credit for the assignments I did because at that point I had helped with a couple of assignments and that I want to be able to make up the other ones. Now, he never responded to me, but all of a sudden I got added back and now I'm getting credit. And no one of my group has come forth to say who, why they specifically wanted to kick me out.
Maybe it was Heidi that just...
maybe it was, Heidi or someone that just messaged me. I don't know. I think I have, I don't want to, judge, but I just think I have maybe a couple of, older classmates that maybe aren't, traditional college-aged kids, I guess, in that sense. And, maybe moms or something like that. And they took offense to me not helping with the first group assignment, even though they fucking ignored me and did not add me to any type of I'm gonna have to put this in a highlight because I'm pissed off now.
You're getting really worked up.
I just get it's so stupid. I was failing this class. I'm not failing anymore, but literally had all A's, and then I have to explain to the professor I'm not a piece of shit. How the fuck do you think I'm a piece of shit when I have all A's in every other facet of this class? But these people deliberately ignored me. And then they don't even say anything oh, sorry, bro.
You should just send them the podcast. See if
I'll just send them this highlight clip. Go subscribe. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry for the little rant right there. Just want to let you guys know what's going on with online school.
Yeah.
I know everyone's got different experiences with it.
I'm kind of struggling with it, but not as much.
You don't have a group, though, right? No group work?
Yeah, it's all... Which kind of makes it harder, I feel like. Because I'm used to working with my classmates, and now
but if you want to do something last minute before it's due, you can do that. When you have a group and some of them happen to be older and they're just let's just say and the thing is too, the group assignments were every answer was was fucking online.
Online.
Like you typed it in verbatim. The answer was online.
Mhm.
And it was like you
Well,
really
if they were older too, they probably don't know how to
do that. Yeah,
know how
but
to
it's
do
like
that.
it's just ridiculous that like you are gonna make someone else fail a class
Mhm.
because you had to Google one more answer by yourself.
Yeah.
And you could have just texted or emailed them, but you chose not to. So that's what pissed me off.
People suck. That's the grand lesson of this quarantine, that people suck.
Yeah, people suck, man. People fucking suck. But I can't wait to see people again after this is all over.
You just got so excited.
I can't wait. Taylor Walker says, I'm so glad I got a long way to college because this type of stuff happens to multiple people. Yeah, it's gross. OMG Parkside is notorious for group projects. Yeah, it's rough. But other than that, everything's going good. We're doing okay.
Mhm.
Mckenna and I are still together after being
We still
attached
kind
at
of
the
like
hip.
each other. Kind of.
Sort of. After being attached to the hip for over 30 days now.
Where's Nina?
Where's Nina?
Where's Nina?
Oh God.
Who's that?
It's a
Oh,
joke.
okay.
It's Delaney
Nina's
Brown.
not here right now,
Delaney
huh?
Brown reference.
Oh.
She gets a lot of those
Oh.
on her lives. If you go watch any of her TikTok lives, it's just like, "Where's Nina?" in the comments the whole time until Nina shows up.
Oh.
It's funny. So yeah, let's start that. Where's Mckenna? Hashtag Where's Mckenna?
I don't know if I like that.
So just dump me one day, and then you guys, I'll be like, stop saying it, dude, stop. Ooh, that'd be sad. All right, well, that's it for us, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please, if you enjoyed it or you had any fun whatsoever, like, share, subscribe. Really, really helps us out when you guys share the stuff. We're trying to keep growing. This is Mckenna's channel now.
Woohoo! I like it.
We're trying to keep growing. Well, even though we can't put out as much content as we could before. Just indigestion right there. Even though
we need
can't,
to end this.
even though we can't put out as much content as we could before, we're still trying to keep it growing. So let's get the channel to 400 before quarantine's over, and then we'll hit 5 soon after.
Wait, can I say the next part?
What's the next part?
I'd like to thank my patrons for donating to the page. If you would like to become a Patreon, you can just go to
Should we start an OnlyFans?
patreon.com/DarrenRita.
Dude, should we start an OnlyFans?
What's that?
More OnlyFans.
You don't know what OnlyFans is?
DMR Premium
We're
Snap.
starting an
Right.
OnlyFans, guys. We're doing an
Premium Snap.
OnlyFans. Please
There's,
subscribe to my
25
OnlyFans.
Okay.
Forever.
And yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.